Hello everyone, and welcome to this super special exclusive interview with the author of 13 and Underwater, Michelle Wittering. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you, Karen. How are you, darling? How is everybody this morning?
As you know, Michelle, it's always crazy here. Good crazy, so I am good. How are you?
Very, very good, very busy, lots going on.
It is your launch next week, so I imagine there's a lot happening.
There is a lot happening, yes. It's just full on and exciting, and we just haven't been able to pause for a breath, but I think, yeah, that's really good as well. It's just lots of fun, nerve-wracking fun.
That's the thing. I always believe that things happen in three, Michelle, and today we're doing our interview, and then your books are arriving. So I wonder what the other magical thing is going to be. I can't wait to see.
It'll be interesting, won't it? Anything can happen in my home.
Yeah, anything can happen once it's a good one. Yeah, 3 goods in a row. All right, Michelle, I'm going to ask you some questions that I'm sure that everybody is going to want to know and get to know you better. So, Michelle, tell us about Michelle Wittering, the author.
Gosh, well, the author, it's such a tricky question, isn't it? It's always really difficult to talk about yourself. Gosh, Michelle Weitering, the author, country girl, loving individual, loves writing, loves the art of putting words down that someone else can pick up and read and be entertained by them, I suppose. I don't know how to answer that question very well. I'm not sort of one, the old days when authors could sort of tuck away and they didn't have to, be out in the public. They were mysterious and, probably a good thing. I should probably be one of those mysterious authors and not be out in public because I can't speak to save myself.
Well, can I tell you how I see Michelle Wittering, author?
Go for it. better you than me, Karen.
Yeah, I see you as a very inspiring author who writes to enrich the lives of others and to also share your story. You have immense courage and dedication because it takes a lot to write a book. Like your book is 100,000 words. You've went through the editing process. You've went through proofreading process. You've went through publishing process with me. Well done.
Awesome. Thank you.
We had a fun. So you are a very strong woman, and I know that you also go under another fictional name as well. So Mickey Martin.
Yeah, Mickey Martin is a really special person to me. This is probably going to sound really strange, but yeah. Mickey was my nickname that my mother gave me. Having twins, it was just easier for her to have Leah and Mickey. I don't know why, because Mickey's 2 syllables, Michelle's 2 syllables, but Mickey became it's just my pet name from my mother. And everyone who knows me and everyone who has a connection with me are permitted to call me Mickey, which is really beautiful. And Martin, of course, is my maiden name and my mother's surname. So yeah, Mickey Martin's pretty cool. She's a little bit dark and twisted, and she's not afraid to sort of put things down that might shock people, but will definitely entertain people. And what Mickey Martin writes is sort of, there's romance, there's friendship, there's gore, there's action, there's a bit of mystery. And I haven't quite decided whether Mickey Martin is going to write the next sort of series of books, which will be based in Sorrento, Glenormiston and Inglewood, or if Michelle Weitering is going to be brave and come out a little bit more. I don't know, because I really love Mickey Martin, so she might just stick around for a bit longer.
Yeah, we love Mickey Martin. And Mickey Martin and Michelle Wittering go hand in hand. They make a team and make the full package, I believe so. And that's your beautiful mum behind you, your guardian angel.
That is, she's giving me a bit of support today.
Yeah, she's
but yeah, love mummy. Yeah, so she's sticking around and giving me strength to keep on keeping on, because she was the biggest lover of books. She'd read absolutely everything. So she's definitely always around, even though she's not in the physical realm. She's always around me.
Yeah. So Michelle, it takes courage to write a book like 13 and Underwater, because you're writing your personal story. Fictional is so much easier. So what compelled you to write 13 and Underwater?
What compelled me to write this little beauty? Well, gosh, I was in the 3rd book of my trilogy, halfway through, and I just was in the middle of hell on earth as well, sort of, because that's when Jessie's anxiety really sort of hit the peak of, you know, just everything melting and dissolving, and, you know, we were just struggling so severely. And it was like, why am I writing something when, like, you know, it's fun and you can escape to, when our actual reality, it was kind of, it was actually worse than what I was writing, in the gory sense of heartbreak and, you know, not having control. So basically I just got all the journals out when I used to write when the kids were little. I'm a journalist, so I'd just write them down, and just reading through them, I thought, oh my God, I have to just write about this. Because at the beginning it was therapy. I thought, you know, I'm sure a lot of other mums in my position with, you know, not just anxiety or mental illness, but, you know, just any difficult time with a family, I thought, I'm going to just write it down. It's been very therapeutic. So I did. And then I kept writing, and I just could not stop writing. And then I just thought, if I write, you know, my other genres, if I can do that, surely I can do this. But it was so difficult. I remember sitting there writing. I had the journal about a kindergarten scene, and my husband came home from work, and he came home and he goes, "How's your day?" And I'm just sitting there blubbering over my desk, just typing away, crying. I'm reading a section to him, which is in the book, and he goes, this could go either way. He goes, it would either be a very depressing book for people to read, or it will be a book that will make people absolutely giggle to themselves, especially as parents, and say, my God, you know, I've done the same thing, or thank God I'm actually not doing as bad as this poor woman. You know, but I'm so glad it's out. It was very difficult to write, and the stages of writing, you know, because I finished it within a year, but then lots of things have happened within that time, like, you know, his anxiety changed, schools changed, and then, you know, with my mum passing, you know, the book was done and ready to send off, and I had been sending it off to Melbourne publishers. And after mum died, I just thought, this has to be rewritten. You know, there's just so much more to put into it. I probably answered that too long, sorry.
No, it was beautiful. We need to hear this. And so, yes, it takes courage to write this. And do you find, Michelle, that whenever you're writing your story like this, that you heal along the way, because you're sharing and healing as you...
You really do. Yeah, you really do, because it is a type of therapy. And then, you know, I would often sort of ring either a girlfriend, a mum, and I'd read sections because they were in it and they were aware of it. And I just wanted their opinion, whether it was, you know, true to them. Do they remember it like that? And we all remember things differently, but it gave them a laugh, and they were like, I cannot wait to read this book. Even now, my girlfriend of 26 years, she still hasn't read it, and she's like, I cannot wait to read this book. So, yeah.
That is the thing. And you have written this story. It is not sad and depressing. You write it with such spirit and with just your own essence throughout it, that it makes it just such an engaging read. And we come on your journey with you. Our hearts are open, and oh my goodness, it's just, I strongly suggest that everybody reads your book, especially if they're dealing with anxiety in their family. And I think most families do, whether hidden or out, you know, it's
absolutely.
That's why it's such an important book. So we've heard about your writing journey. Okay, so what are your hopes for this book? What are your hopes for 13 and Underwater?
Oh, wow. I have so many hopes for 13. Just on a small scale, my hope is for other carers, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, anyone, just to be able to read this and just to feel that, you know, they're surviving really, really well, and also there's hope in the book. Like, things do get better. Like, anxiety just doesn't disappear overnight. Like, I was asked the other day, once we had a diagnosis for Jessie's anxiety, you know, how did we feel? Did that make things better? It didn't at all. Yes, we knew what we were dealing with, and that was great, but it's not like a broken arm. Oh, it's broken, put a you know, plaster on it, whatever, it'll be fine in a few weeks. Yes, we knew what we were dealing with, but it didn't make it go away. So my hope on a small scale is just for families like myself to read it and just to feel hope that things can improve, where to go for help. On a big scale, I'd love to see 13 in high schools, and, you know, I'm even going to reach out to Beyond Blue and just see, you know, if that can be like an accessible tool for other parents to read. And I'm actually a Beyond Blue's voice member, and sort of participate in surveys and, you know, put out their advice and your own personal experience for other people to benefit from, and for Beyond Blue to see what more they can do to help, you know, our society. So yeah, God, I've got so much more I want to go with 13, and so much more I wish I could do to help just people like myself, like just mums. And there is a support page on Facebook, Living with Children, Living with Anxiety, and those voices and those people on that page. I remember when we first started with Jessie's anxiety, I would just sit there crying over all these beautiful, beautiful people's, oh my God, I've been through this today or that happened. I was just like, wow, you could be telling my story. And then if I put something up, they'll go, my God, you're speaking about my son or my daughter, or, you know, we've all been through it. You know, there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of us that have just been through it. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to reach out and cuddle people, and I don't know. I just want to be there.
And in our world today, we all live, we're very blessed to live privileged lives, and we have so much that we can, but it's tougher for the kids of today. Like whenever we were younger, it was so different going to school, and the challenges were different, and with social media. Life can be very intense for children as well. And when you're dealing with anxiety, that journey as a parent of a child who has anxiety can be just so much more intense. Do you agree?
It's so intense. Yeah. It really is. Yeah, it's hard for the poor little darlings.
Yeah.
Like, it's crippling in so many ways, you know, and to have support and people out there that understand anxiety and don't judge, because there are a lot of judges out there, because they're not sort of, you know, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the tools, so they just don't understand.
Yeah.
So, you know, the more people that talk about it.
Yeah. And one of the things that really connected with me through your story is that you approach everything with love. And it seems, and it just shows that when we approach it with from a loving perspective, rather than being fearful of what might be, of the unknown, and you share your story to help others understand, and so then alleviate the fear of raising a child with anxiety. So it's a real gift to the world that you're giving through 13 and Underwater.
Thank you, Karen.
It really is. Michelle, do you have any advice for anyone wanting to write or share their personal story?
Yeah, look, everyone's got a story. We know that, you know, and some are more interesting than others, but everyone's got a story, and everyone can benefit from anyone's story, because, you know, there's just so much out there that we haven't experienced ourselves. I say, if you want to write this story, just do it. Write it. Just write it, because I even, there's some family members of mine, like, they've got so many amazing stories, and they're more interesting than mine, even though, yes, this is brilliant, read it for everybody, love it. But I've got especially my sister, if she wrote a book, it would probably be a bestseller, because she has been through so many ups and downs and highs and lows, and it would be hilarious. It would be a New York Times bestseller. It would be, I can't wait to read her story. So I think everyone's got a story, just write it, because, you know, there's always going to be so many people out there that could benefit from it, and just have a giggle or a cry. That's life, isn't it?
Yeah, whether you're writing to heal or writing to share it at a later date, just write it, because did you know exactly whenever you're writing to heal, you actually boost your immune system, because by writing you're releasing toxins within your body that are, you know, so whenever you write, you're actually healing yourself. It's a very therapeutic thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good. It's so good. So Michelle, where can everybody buy 13 and Underwater?
Oh gosh, where could everyone buy 13 and Underwater?
Do you want me to tell them?
Yes, I've got your links on my webpage. I've got Amazon link and Making Magic Happen link.
Yes. And
I've still got to set up my own little bookstore as yet. I'm, you know, technology and me, we're getting to know each other. We're not quite friends yet.
That is totally cool. So guys, if you want to buy a signed edition of 13 and Underwater by Michelle, you can come to the Making Magic Happen press bookstore. So www.mmhpress.com, and find Michelle's book, and I will pass on your order to her, and she will sign a copy and send it to you. And that is the best way to support this amazing author, because she has so many beautiful books to sell. So share this story with the world, with your friends who need it. It's such a gift. It's a gift to somebody who you know who's dealing with a child who has anxiety. And they will not feel alone. They will actually have hope and know that the future is not bleak. It can be anything you want it to be. And
Absolutely.
for our international guys, and if you like ebooks, you can go onto Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all online platforms, even iBooks, and it's there for you to buy. We're really excited about getting this book out into the world, so we appreciate all of your support and helping us do that. Share this video around, share it with your friends and everything. And Michelle, thank you so much for this beautiful interview.
Thank you, darling, and thank you everyone for joining us. And I hope that if anyone wants to reach out to me and have a chat about their personal story, I would love to hear from anyone, and just give you a cyber hug or just be there for you. So please reach out and let me know what you think of 13, and if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Absolutely, love to help.
We need more gorgeous souls like Michelle on this earth, I swear. Thank you so much, Michelle Wittering.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.